Thousand basketball fans have come to the Dean Smith Center today on the campus of the University of North Carolina to watch two of the nation's best teams. It's the Iowa Hawkeyes and the North Carolina Tar Heels. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brant. These two teams have never met on the basketball court, Iowa and North Carolina, but what a time to come together. Obviously, two of the best teams in the nation. They both average over 92 points a game, and they love aggressive, up-tempo style defense. And as we turn to Billy Packer, let's start with Iowa because they are led by three marvelous seniors.
Well, if you're a coach at any time, you like to have your best players in the senior class. You can see right here, Armstrong, Marble, and Horton. Outstanding basketball players, all at different positions, and you can see they played 333 games. They've almost in a position where they'll have over 1,000 points apiece. You don't have that very often, Tim, on any ball club.
All right, and when you talk about North Carolina, Billy, you have to, or at least you would think you start with J.R. Reid.
Well, you may start with J.R. Reid, but Dean Smith isn't going to do that today, and that's really something that he feels it's who is in the ball game at the end that counts. J.R. is not going to be starting the lineup, but you can be sure his presence will be felt today. Now in regard to Jeff Lebo, here's a senior that has played outstanding basketball throughout his 4 years. He is the key outside shooter for this ball club, and it's very critical today because I think Iowa will show some zone that Jeff Lebo hit some from the outside. All
right, Billy, earlier we talked with the participants of this game, and we asked the players how they feel about this matchup.
We've got to, limit them to one shot. We got to beat them to every loose ball. We just got to be very aggressive.
We have to control the boards. I think they have very, very good athletes on the inside, and we want them to shoot the ball quickly. But to do that, we really have to keep them off the boards. We can't let them have second and third shots in the lane.
They have a number of people who can hurt you on offense. I think we have to just go in and try to stop J.R. Reid, but also stop the perimeter game. And again, like on offense, really just play hard and be all over the court.
We have a lot of guys in this team who can score and do a lot of things for us and play different positions. And I think Iowa's going to have to contend with everybody who can play, a lot of positions, and all the guys are looking to score now, and I think that's helping us a lot.
This should be fun. What better way to spend a Saturday afternoon? It's the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Evan, and this place is just about packed. Let's take a look at some of the starting lineups. Iowa, of course, coached by Dr. Tom Davis in his third year. And they're led by Ed Horton up front. He averages almost 10 rebounds per game. Reid Thompson, 6'6" freshman, replaced the injured Matt Bullard. And Les Jepson is the 7'1" junior center. The backcourt is lethal. The Hawkeyes' two leading scorers, both seniors, Roy Marble and point guard B.J. Armstrong. And a look at Tom Davis in his third year at Iowa, an 80% winning percentage. Dean Smith, of course, in his 28th season at North Carolina, 651 wins. And a look at the Tar Heels starting lineup. Kevin Madden, 6'4". Up front with him is Bucknall. Bucknall is 6'6". And in the middle is Pete Chilcott. He leads Carolina in rebounding. The backcourt, Jeff Lebo at the point, 6'4". He's a three-point wizard. And King Rice gets the start because they move Steve Bucknall down to that forward spot, Billy Packer. And we're just about set to go. Iowa ranked 9th by the Associated Press, visiting number 6, North Carolina. Iowa controls the tap. They'll get it back to B.J. Armstrong and set the offense. Rice comes out. It's a man-to-man North Carolina defense. Thompson on the left wing now. And they'll set it back up. This will be an aggressive up-tempo game. We can guarantee that.
Kind of interesting matchup. Rice got himself stuck on Horton. That's not what they want.
This is Marble being guarded by Lebo. And the shot by Horton is short. Rebound Carolina.
You can just look at the Carolina players, Tim, and they really have bulked up in regard to the overall team strength.
B.J. Armstrong on the left elbow. Gets it to Thompson, and he'll fire from three-point range.
Since this young man has moved into the starting lineup, he's averaging over 15 a game. Extremely good outside shooter, very talented. Gives them that extra score they've needed.
Carolina breaks the pressure. This is for three from Bucknall.
And he has been on a tear from the three-point line. Shooting way over 50% really helps their ball club because Lebo, up to that point, had been the only man from the perimeter.
Bucknall hits it out of bounds. It'll be Iowa basketball. And again, we remind you, these two teams average more than 92 points per game.
Tim, will see a lot of man-to-man from North Carolina. They play that scramble defense so well. They get caught on a lot of switches, and therefore there may be some mismatches.
Marble with the jumper. It's a 5-3 Iowa lead just underway, 18:46 first half. Tim Brant and Billy Packer with you.
And notice the press from Iowa, 2-2-1 full court pressure. Jepson just doesn't play that press, that 1-2-2 as well as they'd like, so they've changed and gone back to the 2-2-1 a lot.
Bucknall had the notion, instead goes inside to Chilcutt. Next pass down to Madden.
You're looking at a guy that weighs 230 pounds. Very powerful inside.
Second tie of the game. We're tied at 5. King Rice would be called for a pushing foul. That's his first, the team's first.
Well, a neighbor down the road in number 1 spot. You can see Syracuse going to drop a little bit. That Illinois club playing extremely well in the Big Ten. Michigan, North Carolina, Arizona lost the other night, so they're in trouble. Here's a fast break.
This is Bucknall.
North Carolina is going to overplay every pass. So you've got a backdoor, particularly when you spread out that wide in a half-court situation.
7-5 Carolina.
Jepson stepped over the line. Nope.
Jepson gets it to B.J. Armstrong. Rice picks him up 3/4. B.J.'s as slick as you can get in the backcourt. Nice pass from Horton down low. Shot won't drop. Jepson with a rebound in the follow. No foul call. This is Marble.
Timmy, if North Carolina is going to go out and trap like that, great play by Marble. Madden wasn't alert.
9-7 Iowa.
Turned it over.
That's the first turnover of the game.
Now here you're going to see that steal. Roy Marble's experience. We talk about that senior ball club that Iowa has right here. Experienced player saw that Madden was asleep a little bit. Chilcutt on the easy toss. Picks it off for an easy 2.
Rice goes out of the ball game. Ricky Fox, a 6'7" sophomore, comes in for North Carolina. Armstrong to Jepson, way up top. He's double teamed. Horton inside with authority.
You can see that North Carolina making a lot of traps. Great hit ahead by Lebo.
That's Fox, who just came into the game.
Both of these clubs love to push it up the floor, don't they?
Marble loses it out of bounds. It's the kind of game we expected. Now Iowa makes some changes. Jepson sits down. Marble will sit down. Brian Garner comes in. He's a 6'1" redshirt freshman, along with Wade Lookingbill, who is also a freshman. He's 6'6" from Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Good overplay.
5-second call. Lookingbill did not get the timeout in time, and he is just a freshman.
Nobody moving to set any screens to help Lookingbill out in regard to the outlet pass. Now you see with Jepson out of the ball game, they go to that 1-2-2 full court pressure.
It's a 2-point Iowa lead. Carolina breaks the pressure. This is Bucknall for 3. His shot is long. Rebound Horton. Bucknall with the steal. Madden to Bucknall for 3.
The main difference between this North Carolina team and the ones you've seen in the past and are so accustomed to, they take the first 3 open shot they can.
Armstrong for 2, and he was just barely over the line. It's 13-9 Iowa. Another very uncharacteristic turnover for North Carolina. Tar Heels average only 16 per game, and they force 18 from the opponent.
If you're going to play this type of up-tempo game, obviously you are going to turn the ball over a little bit more than usual. Here comes J.R. Reid into the ball game.
So J.R. Reid makes his first appearance. James Moses comes in for Iowa, and B.J. Thompson will get a rest, or B.J. Armstrong, rather.
Well, both coaches like to go to their bench. And an interesting thing we talked to Tom Davis yesterday about, he said he likes to spell guys early because recovery time is best if you haven't extended yourself for a lot of minutes.
Lookingville's having a tough time getting the ball in. Finally goes to Horton. Nice reverse layup, won't fall. Rebound inside by Marble. And again, it's Horton working hard. He gets the bucket and he's fouled by J.R. Reid.
Marble's instincts inside and Horton's power are really giving North Carolina some trouble early on. They back everybody in. Here's a case where the North Carolina players get too far underneath the basket, not in rebound position. And Horton just powers his way inside.
The foul was on J.R. Reid. Iowa's now on a 10-2 run. Marble is Iowa's second all-time leading scorer. The 81% free throw shooter can't convert. Carolina almost throws it away. Lookingville loses it out of bounds.
There was a situation where Lookingville just had nipped the ball, and if he had let it go, he might have gotten by with it.
Armstrong comes back in along with Jepson.
That's what I was talking about, Tim. Armstrong went out for less than 30 seconds, and that's Tom Davis's theory, that a man recovers in a hurry if he is not completely fatigued.
It's 15-9, Iowa. J.R. Reid way up top of the key. Over to Bucknall, back to Lebo.
Notice how North Carolina passes the ball with the ball over their head. Not many teams in the country do that, if any.
Whistle and a foul away from the ball, and it's called on Jepson. That's his first.
JR setting a good screen. Jepson trying to stay with him, and you can see that that's not going to fly with 3 officials. He made enough fouls on that one sequence to be out of the game.
Les Jepson, 7 foot. He's a junior.
All right, here you go.
And a good shot at J.R. Reid, who's a 64% shooter this year, just starting to come into his rhythm. This is Armstrong, pulls up for the jumper and hits.
Great pull-up.
17-9, Iowa.
Why don't more guards understand that you've got to force that ball and then pull up at that foul line to take the jump shot?
Nice pass by Lebo underneath to Fox, and he's fouled. Scott Williams comes into the ball game. Now, we didn't know if Williams would play today. Sprained his ankle, didn't dress Thursday at DePaul. Limped badly at practice yesterday. He replaces Chilcutt.
Well, it's just another outstanding player coming into the North Carolina lineup. It's not a matter of going down to that bench with guys that aren't of quality.
Well, that may be a key, though, Billy. The depth of that Carolina bench, and with Bullard and Ingram both hurt for Iowa, the 2 big guys. Horton is the only really tough scorer down inside the paint for Iowa.
Exactly, Tim. Although Iowa can go with some depth in the wing positions in the back court, they really could get in a problem here. Bet Horton has to go ahead and battle the entire ball game. And he plays as much as 35 minutes. That'd be hard to do in a game pace like this.
Fox hits them both, cuts the Iowa lead to 6. Armstrong now brings it up against Fox. Inside to Horton, nice dish underneath the marble, no basket. He's saying the foul's going to be on Horton. He's back up on the foul line.
One of the things that Ed Horton will have to realize playing against J.R. Reid. J.R. is excellent. Matter of fact, he's not a great shot blocker, but he's excellent for a big man drawing the charge as he did right there.
Horton's first, the 3rd Iowa team foul.
You see the presidents who have been in office while Dean Smith has held his tenure. 7 different administrations. Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan.
I finished Maryland in 4 terms. Johnson, Nixon, Ford, and Carter.
I think what's the most interesting thing, Ralph Miller, who is stepping aside this year, is still an active coach. He is one of the leaders at 9 different presidential terms. He started coaching when Harry Truman was the president.
Thompson inside. Nice bucket.
You don't see this often. That's twice North Carolina's been picked off in an inbounds passing situation. Great pressure defense by Iowa.
North Carolina, which is a little bit more experienced now, has been forced into some unusual turnovers. It's 19-11 Hawkeyes. J.R. Reid at the top of the key.
Horton doing a smart thing. He knows J.R. is not going to shoot from that distance, stays away.
Madden does for 3.
North Carolina picking up full court. What North Carolina is going to have to do against that press is to throw over the top of it long, because Iowa has 4 fellas packed right up.
Nice jump stop by Marble. Can't get the roll, followed by Horton. Once, twice, can't bank it in. Armstrong for 3. It's 22-14.
Boy, Jepson's height is giving JR all kinds of problems. As I said, North Carolina likes to pass the ball from an overhead position. When you try to throw overhead and you have a 7-foot 1-inch man on you, you don't have any kind of passing angle. If JR is going to have to sit down, look for the bounce to get it by him.
King Rice comes back into the lineup for North Carolina, so it's Fox, Williams, J.R. Reid, Lebo, and Rice for Carolina. B.J. Armstrong, Billy, with that last bucket, has just moved on to the list of the top 5 all-time scorers in Iowa history. This is Lebo. Nice follow by Fox underneath to Reid.
And you notice North Carolina did throw it over a set play for a solid screen that last time, but Lebo on the three-point attempt. Good bounce pass inside.
Looking Bill gets it back, and Armstrong sets it up.
See Roy Marble screaming at the official saying Fox has been holding him inside.
Horton.
Great play. There's the case. Throw it right over the top of that pressure.
Rice will pull up. Ball's loose. Nice pass to Reid.
North Carolina has always been a great passing team, always looking to hit ahead.
Look at Armstrong. Control the court, and he's fouled.
Great ball.
The foul is on Scott Williams. That's his first.
And this shows you how good Providence, staying undefeated, knocking off Connecticut.
Great job by Rick Barnes.
It is an incredible job.
Iowa now has 10 rebounds. North Carolina 2. Offensive boards, it's 5-1 Iowa. It's 24-18 Hawkeyes. 13:59 remaining in the first half.
Great man-to-man out of bounds. Normally you can get something, but you can see how well North Carolina plays it.
Whistle and a foul away from the basketball. James Moses is into the ball game now. The foul was on Bucknall. That's his second. Correction, his first.
But neither team, with the exception of Horton, in my opinion, can get in any kind of foul trouble. Again, the biggest job today, Tim, is for a guy trying to get the ball in bounds.
Or keep up with the lineups. It's Horton, Marble, Looking Bill, Moses, and Garner now on the floor for Iowa. This is Horton inside. No offensive goaltending, they'll take it off. So they take that one off the scoreboard. It'll stay 24-18 Iowa.
Tim, have you seen anybody use the jump stop any better than Horton and Marble do when they get that ball inside? Just beautiful.
Well, you've got two of the best teachers in the game today, and Dr. Tom Davis, the head coach at Iowa, and of course Dean Smith at North Carolina. Two very fundamentally sound ball clubs.
Keep that press on at all times.
Bucknall for three.
What's happening right now to Iowa is the fact that they've got that pressure up there. When North Carolina gets the ball down over half court, there's nobody down on the wings or the baseline to stop that three-point attempt.
Bucknall now has 8, and the lead has been cut to 3. It's a 17-9 North Carolina run. B.J. Armstrong comes back in along with Jepson. So Marble will sit down, and Ed Horton will get his first break of the game, and that one's well-deserved.
Right, and you can see that Tom Davis substitute not based on score, but just based on a fatigue factor. He wants his guys fresh the whole game.
Garner in trouble underneath, loses the ball. Rice. Bucknall had a notion, instead goes to Williams.
He's a great shooter from there and can even step back another 3 or 4 feet.
The lead is 1 for Iowa.
Very difficult, the man-to-man press with Armstrong and Garner in the game.
A mismatch underneath. Garner trying to go up against Williams and Reid. There's a whistle and a foul. Which one is it on? J.R. Reid. That's his second.
Shows you how much moxie Garner had. He goes up against two fellas, a 7-footer and a 6'10", and puts it in their face anyway.
That's 5 team fouls against North Carolina. J.R. Reid will sit down. Chilcutt comes back in and replaces him.
Surprisingly, only shooting 33%. Garner has only been to the line 9 times this year. You want a ball handler because he's going to get fouled a lot. You want him to be able to hit those free throws.
19-year-old freshman. He was the Wisconsin High School Player of the Year. And he misses that one. His strength, really, are the assists that he dishes out. I don't know what he was thinking taking it up against the two big guys. He's only 6'1".
But the point is that it's very difficult with fellas as quick as Garner and Armstrong to get any kind of pressing attack against them because they'll put it on the floor and just beat you one-on-one.
Marble and Horton come back in for Iowa.
Notice Jepson guarding Chilcutt out of bounds here. See if Chilcutt will move a little bit, which he can after this score, to take advantage of the fact that Jepson's not that quick. If he stays stationary, Jepson's going to have an advantage. There's a good movement.
Thompson back into the ball game for Iowa as well, as Rice will bring it out, set up the offense. Boy, they're really bumping and grinding down low, and Jepson's going to be called for his second personal.
He's not going to be here long if he keeps that up, Tim, because he's really been hand-checking everything on the inside. And with that official that's running the baseline, he picks it up, so there's no way to get away with it.
And I was told in the preparation, Billy, that Horton and maybe Jepson were playing a little passively down low since the 2 injuries to the other big guys. They didn't want to foul out, but they've been very aggressive thus far.
And now King Rice cannot move on the end line. You can see the target that Jepson presents. It's tough. You got to sit down to throw over him. Still man-to-man.
Cross-court pass. Madden looked, didn't shoot. They continue to work the perimeter. This is Chilcutt for 2. Rebound, Thompson of Iowa. Here come the Hawkeyes. Armstrong pushes it up quickly. Nice pump fake. And a nice follow by Horton.
His shot was as good as a perfect pass. There's no time shooting it a little bit too quickly.
Badly off the mark by Bucknall. Armstrong on the right side. He'll penetrate and fire. And another pass inside to Horton. I guess we'll call those passes.
Strong rebound that time. And Horton is slowing down.
Chilcutt. And they're going to call the foul against Iowa. Dr. Tom Davis doesn't like that.
Tim, a few years ago, we had a game here on CBS between a Big Ten team, Illinois, playing against North Carolina. They gave North Carolina a real go for it, and they had a guy named Kenny Norman, outstanding player, but he wore down in that game as well inside, and the same things happened to Horton here today. He's starting to have to walk down the court. You can see him bent over at the waist, really starting to breathe heavy.
Billy, the foul was on Thompson. That's his first. It's the 5th team foul now against the Hawkeyes. Pete Chilcutt is a 69% free throw shooter.
Chilcutt on an injury redshirt his freshman year, so he last year was his first year. He started in that ball game against Syracuse up in Springfield, had one of his finest days. Excellent offensive rebounding.
And he hits his first. From Utah, Alabama, 6'9" sophomore.
Hands up.
And he hits the second one. So it's 27-25 Iowa with 12 minutes exactly now remaining in the first half.
Bucknall, a good defender, but he really respected Armstrong on that one as he gave him room.
Thompson gets double teamed, gets the looking bill, and they'll set it up with Armstrong.
Chilcutt didn't have a man to guard, finally finds one.
First time in a long time we've seen Iowa set the offense.
You can see with these jump switches how North Carolina gets caught in some mismatches. Lebo is now on Horton, and he doesn't want any piece of him.
Thompson inside, really bangs the board hard with that shot. Horton gets the rebound.
And if Iowa recognizes this quickly enough, they can get the ball to Horton easy.
Horton has 8 rebounds now.
Whoa, Madden just leveled Marble.
Marble wants it on the baseline. 3 seconds against the Hawkeyes.
And here's what we talked about getting caught. When you jump switch a lot, you get caught with men you don't want. Now here's Lebo. He goes and gets stuck with Horton on the switch. Now if Iowa will be comfortable, they can get it back to him.
Let's check in with our colleague, James Brown.
All right, Timmy, I'm with Dave Lebo. Jeff Lebo's father, one of the most successful high school coaches in the state of Pennsylvania, won 4 straight championships, but he's not coaching this year. Why not?
I took a sabbatical leave from teaching and coaching for a year just to follow my son during his senior year at North Carolina University.
All right, Timmy, although the school and the state board approved it, I don't think they're going to do it again because his team right now is 0-10 in high school. Let's go back to Timmy.
All right, James, and there's a look at his son, Jeff Lebo.
Well, you know, I wonder up in Carlisle if they would miss Coach Lebo or they'd miss Billy Owens more. He's a great coach and a nice fella, but I would have to believe that the loss of Billy Owens might have meant just as much.
27-25 Iowa, 11:15 remaining in the first half. Ed Horton, 8 points, 8 rebounds. That's more than the North Carolina team, the 8 rebounds. This is Madden, has a notion, instead goes to Lebo. Lebo, nice pump fake and penetrates right side. Still have to give it up. Madden for 3 is woefully short, and rebound is Iowa. This is B.J. Armstrong.
You notice how little today, and I think it's a mistake early on, Tim, that North Carolina has not pounded the ball inside to get Horton working some on defense. All this perimeter shooting allowing him to relax a little bit.
North Carolina's not pounded the boards either, Billy. They average 38 a game. Penetration here by Thompson, no basket, and the foul's going to be called on Thompson. That's his second. Tim Brant and Billy Packer with you. Dean Smith Center on the campus of the University of North Carolina. 10 minutes and 36 seconds remain in the first half. Right now, 9th-ranked Iowa leads 6th-ranked North Carolina 27-25.
And you can see we're on schedule for a 100-point-plus game, which is not unusual from these two clubs.
However, Iowa has only one field goal in the last 4 minutes.
North Carolina getting used to that press now. Good hit ahead.
Lebo breaks it easily. Fox shot is blocked. Follow one more time. Won't go. And Jepson has the rebound, and he's fouled by Fox. Crowd wanted a goaltending call.
Now, here's where Rick Fox had to be thinking a little bit. There was a hit ahead to him, which meant that 4 of his teammates were back down on the other end of the floor. When he got the shot blocked, he should have realized nobody else was there to rebound and pull the ball back out.
J.R. Reid comes back into the ball game. He replaces Madden. So it's Fox, Reid, Chilcutt, Bucknall, and Lebo now for Carolina.
Nice screen by Jepson to get Armstrong the ball. That almost eliminates the press. North Carolina now zoning.
Armstrong gets trapped.
Nobody there.
And throws it away.
That's what makes it so tough to play against North Carolina. They give you different looks. You have to be thinking at all times.
That's 9 Iowa turnovers.
So they're throwing right over the top of that press now, which is a very good maneuver.
Looking Bill knocks it out of bounds and follows the ball into the second row of the seats here, and those are expensive seats. Comes back now and he's ready to play.
You don't mean the ticket's expensive, you mean to pay for the seat to get the right to buy the ticket was expensive.
What was this place? $33 million in cash. All from private funds.
In cash. Get out. Now, for the first time, little 1-2-2 zone.
Chilcutt's shot goes in, comes back out. Armstrong with a rebound. Numbers aren't there. He still penetrates, goes up with it, has his shot blocked by Bucknall.
Bucknall, an excellent defender. He's got good size, strength, has excellent anticipation. He's not as good as Dudley Bradley, who was a great defender here and as well as in the NBA, but is of that class.
Billy Horton comes back in now for Iowa, as does Armstrong, Jepson, and Marble. And now Thompson goes out and Moses comes in.
Well, those 3 seniors we talked about, the least any of them's playing in total minutes is 370 minutes in a ball game. So on the year. So you can see they all average right around 30 minutes a game.
Whistle underneath and a foul. And it's on J.R. Reid. That's his third.
J.R. may come to sit down a little bit here. And they've been 3 touch fouls inside, if you can remember. And Dean Smith can't remember that there was 3, and JR is going to come out. That's just a standard procedure here.
Williams off the bench. Marble gets the roll, and he'll get a second turn. Marble's an 81% free throw shooter. Moved from forward to guard. And he visited the shot doctor this past summer, Dick Baumgartner, and took 2,000 shots a day to improve his shooting for the move outside.
You know, JR not off to any kind of a start here in his first half. It may be the last time he doesn't start for a while. Jeff Denny in the game right now, and North Carolina on a little bit of a streak. And as I said, they've been living with the perimeter shot and haven't gone inside.
29-25 Hawkeyes, 9:40 remaining in the first half.
And there's that 1-2-2 zone that Tom Davis has used for such a long time.
Lebo's shot is short. Jepson with the rebound.
You live and die with that outside shot. And right now, North Carolina's dying with it.
Armstrong. Carolina rebound, and I wonder if that zone is not to slow down the pace and protect some of the fouls.
Well, it certainly protects Jepson and Horton in regard to the amount of time they have to spend banging inside.
Great follow by Chilcutt.
As I said, Tim, he's a great offensive rebounder. He has a real nose for the ball offensively.
That cuts the lead to 2. The foul's going to be on Fox. Don't forget, tomorrow it's the NFC Championship game as the Chicago Bears host the San Francisco 49ers at Soldier Field. The action starts with the NFL Today, live at 3:30 Eastern Time right here on CBS.
Jim McMahon starting a quarterback. How about that
yes,
one?
Yes, he is. Who do you like in that game, Billy?
Well, I think, he's always beaten San Francisco.
San Francisco's what, 0 for 18 in playoff games on the road, something like that?
So what are you saying?
Marble has 8 points, 1 assist, and 2 steals.
You know, talking to Tom Davis about the loss, their one loss this year, UC Riverside, he said he really wasn't that upset with that particular loss because the effort was there. They made 21 three-point shots against his club. 6 different guys hit threes, and no matter how Iowa matched them up, they were able to step outside and take one.
That was Iowa's only loss. The only loss for Carolina was against Missouri in the NIT. Horton with the block.
You know, that might have looked like a fancy play, but it really was the only way Jeff Lebo could get that ball back out in the dribble situation. Watch it right here. Well, that's right after the point, and there's the block. But the only way he could get the ball back to dribble was to put it behind his back.
Chilcutt for 2. His shot is short, followed by Williams once, twice. Rebound, Iowa. Billy, Lebo is 0 for 5 today.
Well, he had a ball game to start up at the NIT against Missouri where he just couldn't hit either, and that's the only game they've lost, so it's important for him to get on track.
Fight underneath, looking Bill shot rolls in off the board. (33-27). Lebo has it stolen.
Got to count numbers. Jeff Lebo didn't realize a man was behind him.
Numbers aren't there for Marble. Penetrates anyway, and he's walking. Not a good decision on the fast break.
Well, they're going to keep putting pressure on. Now, Tim, another thing's happened. I was sending everybody but one man to the boards. There is nobody between the foul line and the top of the key. North Carolina ought to get themselves in a situation to start tipping the ball out and taking off on the break. Tom Davis has taken the chance to say we're going to pound the boards because they have superior size in there, and so far it's working.
Again, there are changes in the lineup, so let's keep you updated now. It's Williams, Chilcutt, Lebo, Bucknall, and Madden for North Carolina. This is Lebo. Madden with the rebound, has it blocked away by Jepson. Great effort inside by the big guy. Lebo with the pump fake.
Oh, Madden goes strong in there.
Great follow. Bucknall will get credit for that. It's 33-29. Another rebound for Horton, and Bucknall gets it.
There's the tap out, Tim, right over the top of the fellas that are packed in there for the rebound. Great defense.
Nice pass to Williams.
Lebo recognized the double team. Williams running pretty well for a guy on a sore ankle yesterday.
The Iowa lead's been cut to 2. Marble hits.
Boy, he has brilliant moves down in low. Marble moved to the number 2 position all time in scoring for Iowa. He and Madden talking to each other a little bit here.
Yeah, they're going to get that squared away real quickly. The officials for today's game, Eric Harmon, Ed Hightower, and Sid Roadheffer. It's a Big Ten crew. Ed Hightower goes over and talks to Dr. Tom Davis. North Carolina 33-3 in this building. They now trail by 4. 5:31. Iowa took control with a 12-2 run to go up 17-9. North Carolina answered with a 14-7 run to close at 24-23. And as you look at these numbers, it's seesawed back and forth since.
Okay, Tim, what I was talking about in regard to this Iowa press, you can see with Jepson up there with those big hands, they've got 4 men inside the top of the key. The answer is to throw the ball right over the top of that press and take off on the other end. Watch what North Carolina does. Williams throws right over. Bucknall's off and running. They've got themselves a 2-on-1 break. They don't hit the shot, but that eliminated the press.
7 minutes, 18 seconds remain in the first half. Tim Brant and Billy Packer with you at what is called affectionately the Dean Dome here in Chapel Hill.
And although Tom Davis didn't watch our telestrator, you can see that he changed his press that time to eliminate that as a possibility by moving Jepson back. 2 smart coaches out here today.
Chilcutt. To Rice, who sets it back up to Bucknall. He looks down deep to Chilcutt. It's a zone defense by Iowa.
Still in that 1-2-2 zone. Now with Lebo having an off day and Rice not a good outside shooter, Davis will stay with that for a while.
Thompson in the paint.
He walked and got away with it. Williams stepped. Jepson doing a great job on the baseline. And Williams stepped inbounds.
That's the 7th North Carolina turnover. Marble comes back in. V.J. Armstrong will get a rest.
Again, just part of that philosophy Tom Davis has. Regardless of score or time, he keeps his fellows fresh.
Look at this statistic. North Carolina is ice cold.
And Tim, as I mentioned earlier, they were living and dying with that outside shot, never pounding the ball inside. Now they've gone cold. It's taken them out of the game.
Hawkeyes working the perimeter. Garner now penetrates. Nice dump off to Jepson. It's an 8-point Iowa lead. Bucknall gets the baseline, gets it back to Chilcutt. Fox for 3. Thompson again takes it into the paint with a power move.
Oh, Thompson really adds so much to this lineup.
Nice pass ahead to Fox. Can't get the bucket, but he is fouled.
Great soft hands by Fox on that catch as Garner was right with him. These players are starting to go after each other verbally a little bit, and the officials doing a good job separating them.
Number 6 and number 9 in the nation. B.J. Armstrong will come back into the ball game, along with Moses and Looking Bill. Chilcutt goes out for North Carolina. Lebo comes back in.
We talk about Lebo coming back in, Tim. As I said, against Missouri, Jeff Lebo was 2 for 15. Today he's having a terrible shooting day as well, and North Carolina really feels the effects when he can't hit from the outside.
Rick Fox now 7 points, 4 rebounds. He's a 6'7" sophomore from the Bahamas, but he went to Warsaw, Indiana as an exchange student.
Was ineligible as a senior at high school due to some scholastic rules in the state of Indiana, but was signed early by North Carolina, even though he did not play as a senior in high school.
They weren't his academic deficiencies.
No, he's an excellent student.
He won the award as Carolina's most outstanding freshman last year. Hits them both, and it's 41-36. Iowa.
2 different philosophies in beating the press.
Marble, yes.
2-2-1. They're changing this defensive pressure all the time. Good play by Marble to step out and take away that pass for Lebo.
5:30 remaining. This is Lebo.
He can't buy one.
He's way off. Once again, there's a fight for the rebound. Now we get the pushing and shoving.
This has been coming, Tim. They've been verbally going after each other for about the last 8-10 minutes.
Well, Dean Smith didn't like the way Williams reacted. And Chilcutt's going to come back into the ball game.
You can see there's a lot of battling in there, a lot of energy being extended by both clubs. They stay on down there. Horton trying to pull away from Williams. Williams goes after him. Great job by the official breaking it up.
So Williams will go out of the ball game after that little exchange, as does Horton on the other side.
Yeah, you notice that's a great piece of coaching on the part of both fellas. Tom Davis taking his man out as well.
Way outside the Lebo, who's 0 for 7. 0 for 5 from three-point range.
There's no inside attack at all. This 1-2-2 zone really causing problems.
Pass inside, Chilcutt has it loose. Both teams going after the ball, and there's a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Chilcutt.
Luckenbill beat him to the basket. You know, Chilcutt is a fellow earlier in the day, talking to some of the Carolina people, said he is a great offensive rebounder, which means you have great hands, but they say he does not catch the ball well. Now, it must be a matter of coordination on his part and keeping that eye contact on the ball when it's thrown to him. Or maybe he's thinking ahead of what he's going to do with it after he catches it. As opposed to getting an offensive rebound, he knows it's going right back up.
Wade Luckenbill's shot hits the back of the rim. There's another foul. This time it's going to be called on Madden of North Carolina. That's his first. Near the conclusion of today's game, we will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game for each team. And in their honor, Chevrolet will donate a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. That's coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Marble at the line. He's an 81% free throw shooter.
Good concentration on that shot.
5 for 5 this afternoon from the line. Now has 15 points, Billy.
Tim, we see the quality of these two teams, and of course these two leagues. The ACC with 40 guys actively in the NBA, and the Big Ten with 38. That's 78 players in the NBA came out of these two leagues. You can see why the basketball is such high quality.
Marble hits the second one, and the second all-time leading scorer for Iowa pushes it up to a 45-36 lead. It's a 10-4 Iowa run.
Garner in, a very quick team on the floor right now. Jepson back playing safety man.
Garner, Moses, Armstrong, Looking Bill, and Jepson now on the floor for Iowa. 5 minutes exactly remaining in the half.
Ought to try to go down inside here. But with J.R. Reid saddled on the bench without much playing time in his first half, the inside game hasn't been much. There it is.
Chilcutt inside with a power move, and he's fouled. And the foul's on Moses.
Smart move by North Carolina to try to get that inside attack going.
That's Moses' second foul. They're over the limit. It's a 1-on-1 situation now for North Carolina.
Let's go. Okay, man, we have 2 times.
Pete Chilcutt is a 69% free throw shooter. And he rattles that one in and out.
No, Tim, Dean Smith is always one step ahead of the game. It used to be a big deal to have high school recruits called McDonald's All-American or Parade All-American. When you go through their program now, no one is listed as a high school All-American. I think he got so tired of people saying Dean Smith recruits nothing but high school All-Americans. In their brochure now, it is never mentioned on the part of anyone. And of course, Chilcutt was one of those such players.
North Carolina doesn't list positions either in their book.
And they list their scoring alphabetically, not by who's the high scorer. He's got a lot of unusual things that he does, but all of them with a great deal of precision and thought.
The pass went off Bucknall. It's still Iowa basketball. Ray Thompson comes back in for Moses.
I think there's been some masterful substituting by Tom Davis in this first half, which he's always been very good at, but really doing it well in this game.
Nice pass to Armstrong. 10-point lead, and BJ now has 9 points for the Hawkeyes.
Lebo just not able to get the shot where he'd like to have it.
Madden takes the baseline.
And
Nice follow by Chilcutt.
There's Chilcutt on those offensive boards again. Soft, perfect hands.
Horton wants the paint instead, dribbles into trouble, and they tie it up. Possession is Iowa.
Now, you can see how well he goes to the offensive boards. Good foot movement, follows it up, concentrates. Look at his eyes. He concentrates right at that tap-in. Why doesn't he do it when they throw him a pass?
3:59 remaining in the first half.
In Chapel Hill, I'm James Brown, and coming up on the college basketball report at halftime, I'll bring you up to date on a full slate of college basketball action, as well as action at the NBA level where the Cleveland Cavaliers were going for their 11th straight. Brent and Herb will bring you up to date on tomorrow's NFC Championship game, and hey, there is life at Kansas after Larry Brown and Danny Manning. I'll tell you more at half. All right, let's go back to courtside, Tim and Billy.
All right, James, North Carolina shooting very poorly here in the first half. 14 of 35, that's just 40%, and they're being out-rebounded 26-17. You see the time remaining in the first half.
Tim, one of the things, neither one of these clubs had an opportunity to practice except for yesterday, which was kind of a very brief workout to get adjusted for each other. Fortunately, both of them play their style regardless of what the opponent does. Boy, there's some banging.
No question about it. Horton's being tagged for the foul. The crowd loves that. They actually booed when he came back into the ballgame after the confrontation with Williams.
Well, I think that's somewhat unfair because Ed Horton asks for no quarter and gives none. He's just an aggressive player inside using the bulk that he has. Knocked the man down with one hand, controlled the ball with the other.
That's Horton's second personal foul. We'll keep an eye on that very closely with the two big men injured, Ingram and Bullard. The only big power guy they have inside now, other than Jepson, of course, is Horton.
The point I was making about team preparation, a lot of coaches like to have 3-4 days to prepare because they like to change a lot of things, and therefore they're very difficult to play if they have that time. When you get an NCAA tournament time, I think it favors those coaches that have systems that don't change a great deal, like the Bob Knights, the Denny Crums, the Dean Smiths, the Tom Davis. I think that's a very good trait to have, because you're going to have to play multiple games in succession.
Hubert Davis, the freshman from Burke, Virginia, made his first, missed his second.
Of course, relative of Walter Davis, one of the great players here.
Garner gets himself into trouble by picking up the dribble. Finally gets it over to Marble.
Marble stepping outside a lot today. You can see they're extending their flex offense much wider here to try to get some space in for Garner and Armstrong when they're in there.
There's that little skip pass that Iowa loves to use, and North Carolina loses it out of bounds. Thompson and Garner go out. Armstrong comes back into the ball game, so it's Marble, Horton, Moses, Armstrong, and Jepson now on the court for Iowa.
Running that man-to-man, big overplay in all the out-of-bounds situations.
They try to trap Armstrong way up top in the corner.
Oh, Jepson knocking people around.
Armstrong now in trouble.
Great play to get it out of there.
And they lose the 45-second shot clock. There's an offensive foul. No, that should be after the clock expired.
Yes, it should be. It should be North Carolina's ball and no foul.
Well, the officials will discuss this. The crowd was so loud they almost couldn't hear the buzzer.
Yeah, good piece of officiating there. They all got together, realized that the 45-second shot clock had expired. No foul.
Nonetheless, that's the 12th Iowa turnover.
Now, Madden cannot move on the end line here. He has to be aware of that.
You have to maintain the pivot foot just as if you're on the court. This is Lebo.
One of the reasons Lebo is not shooting well today, in my opinion, is he's had to work so hard to get the ball up the court against the press, and therefore he's not in a position to be rested to take his jumper.
3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the first half. It's a 7-point Iowa lead.
It's kind of like the great player. There's Jepson. He's violating the line. And that line goes all the way to the ceiling. So what Jepson's doing with his hands there is actually violating the territory that belongs to Bucknall.
Still, he disrupts the pass. Ahead they go to Armstrong on the fast break, and he scores. Armstrong now with 11 points.
If people watched our first game today, Temple's Mark Macon. Last year, Evans used to fight all that pressure and get the ball up the court. So Macon could be in position to be the offensive player, to take the shot. The same thing's happening to Lebo right now. He's having to do both.
Foul was on Armstrong's. That's his first. Next Saturday, college basketball continues here on CBS. Another doubleheader day with you. Most of you will see Syracuse St. John's. Others will see Loyola Marymount against DePaul. And then all of you will see Duke against the University of Maryland. Then on Sunday, it's Oklahoma and Pittsburgh as college basketball continues here on CBS. Fox comes back in. He'll replace Hubert Davis, the freshman, for North Carolina.
Stacey King still out at Oklahoma. Pittsburgh with that huge win up at Syracuse this past week.
Looking Bill comes back in. Jepson sits down. And Thompson comes back in, and he replaces James Moses for the Hawkeyes.
You know, a lot of people used to feel that you could only win big games by playing 6 or 7 players, but you can see that the game has changed now with a 45-second shot clock, and everybody goes to the multiple substitutions, playing a lot of people, and it seems that the kids have really adjusted to it well.
Bucknall missed the second, or the first end of a one-on-one. It's 49-40 now, Iowa.
Miss Marble, he was open.
Nice pass inside to Marble. He can't convert. Rebound, Carolina.
Good help from the weak side by Fox.
Zone defense for the Hawkeyes. A whistle before the shot, and it's going to be called on Looking Bill of Iowa.
Tried to beat Scott Williams across the lane. Williams has a lot of size on him.
That was on the way to Looking Bill.
That's Looking Bill's first.
His first.
And Williams goes to the line. Now Scott Williams is a 66% free throw shooter. Really came on at the end of last season and led the Tar Heels in block shots and steals.
Of course, had to go through that tragic period last year with regard to his parents passing away, and still came back and did a great job in the NCAA tournament.
Look at Armstrong.
Suffered an injury before that Arizona game, which certainly hurt the Tar Heels.
Great hands by Armstrong, gets the rebound.
There was a case where all they had to do is tap the ball back, nobody back.
Thompson with the basket, and he's fouled by Fox. And that's the third personal against Fox. Like a chess match. Both coaches continue to substitute. Chilcutt comes back in. And Fox will sit down for North Carolina.
Good pass inside. Armstrong seeing so well. Now, right before that play, Iowa had sent 5 guys to the boards. Now watch this. You've got 5 guys on the boards. Bucknall will be wide open on the outside. All they have to do is tap the ball back out after this play. Good pass to the inside by BJ.
Thompson converts the three-point play. And it's a 12-point Iowa lead. Crowd here has suddenly gotten very quiet in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
But when you figure J.R. Reid's been on the bench almost the whole game and Lebo is 0 for everything, this may be his first. He hits it.
And it's for 3.
Brought the crowd back into the game.
Cuts the lead to 9.
Good overplays. Armstrong doing a good job trying to come to the ball, but that's 5 seconds.
Second time today, Looking Bill's had the 5-second call.
Just great defense on Armstrong that time to prevent him from having any kind of pass. He made the good backdoor cut and still couldn't get free.
Looking Bill, just a true freshman, and twice he's gotten caught with the 5 seconds. That's the 13th turnover now for the Hawkeyes. 1 minute, 18 seconds remain in the half.
Oh, he gets another tap away, so he gets it back.
Armstrong's shot won't go. Looking Bill with the follow, and he's fouled.
Boy, you gotta love him. He pushes, he bangs in there. He's given away about 3 or 4 inches from the big people that are playing inside and still doing the job.
Iowa's Mr. Basketball last year. AAU Athlete of the Year. Wade Looking Bill. He'll go to the line.
You got 1 minute. 1 minute. 2 shots. And then relax. 2 shots.
He normally averages less than 1 turnover a game. He's fundamentally sound for a young shot.
Well, Tim, that's the point I was going to make the last time when he got caught for the 5 seconds. It's better to hold it than try to make a bad pass that could be intercepted and head the other way for an easy basket. And, of course, he got it right back for his team by playing great defense on the out-of-bounds throw-in.
78% free throw shooter.
Get out! Get out!
Rattles that one around. It won't drop.
North Carolina trying to throw those balls over the top, having a lot of problems today.
Lebo, his shot off the front wing. Madden with the rebound.
Showed a vertical leap, taking that 230 pounds up in the air on that one.
Under a minute to play in the first half.
Iowa cannot hold it for the last shot, however.
35 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Differential of about 5 seconds.
They'll try to melt as much of it as they can.
North Carolina in their scramble now. They're trying to go ahead and get some double teams.
Carolina's guarding closely enough with a 5-second violation could be a factor. They've got to keep the ball in motion. Marble with a spin move. Back to Moses. Rebound Carolina. Under 10 seconds. This is Lebo.
Left-handed shot.
And that's the end of the first half. With a score, Iowa 53, North Carolina 45. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back to the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The lead is 8. And North Carolina, Billy Packer, went ice cold in the last 10 minutes, shooting just 27% in that time span.
Tim, what interests me is North Carolina went strictly for the perimeter shot. That's what they're trying to do this year, and they forgot about J.R. Reid and going inside. They lived and died with that outside shot. Today they weren't hitting it, primarily because of good Iowa defense.
J.R. Reid, no factor, 4 points, no rebounds, 3 personals. You see the field goal percentage here for the entire first half. And it was 48-41.
North Carolina usually shooting 54%. And look at how Iowa has killed them on the boards. The reason for that, they're sending 5 men to the board, and it's causing real trouble.
The leading scorers, Marble with 16 points, Bucknall with 10. Thompson also has 12, Armstrong 11 for Iowa. Horton, though, has been strong inside, 8 points, 10 rebounds, and we're ready to start the second half.
We're getting a great feel right here what it's like to have Jepson right over you trying to get the ball inbound.
Thought he was guarding you.
Yeah, you got to sit down and throw it under those arms.
Horton with another rebound. Armstrong, right side.
The object with this North Carolina team this year is the first free guy that's got it takes a good shot, but I think they need to go to J.R. Reid to get him started early in the second half.
J.R. ties him up, and it'll be a possession for Iowa.
Second time today that Horton's been tied up, but the arrow was going in the right direction. J.R. wanting to get off the snide here.
Possession arrow both times in the direction of Iowa. Armstrong penetrates in the paint and scores a tough bucket.
Boy, that was a great drive.
Armstrong now with 13 points. Lebo had the shot, didn't take it.
They're packing that zone back in there now.
They're going to make him take it. And he hits for 3.
I'm not so sure his toe was not on the line on that play.
Armstrong with the offensive foul.
BJ's such a great ball handler. That time he tried to go through too many people. Normally he can pick his way nicely.
In the first half, North Carolina took 14 three-point shots. They made only 5. Lebo has now made 1 for 1 in the second half.
And he and Bucknall are shooting over 45% from the three-point line, so you can see how much they missed that good outside shooting.
Ahead to Lebo.
Cross court.
Again, he has the shot, pump fake, and gives it up to Bucknall.
JR just can't find any room to operate.
Little move inside with a sky hook.
That's a good move by North Carolina. Get it down inside to him. He wants it.
The lead's been cut to 5. Lebo for 3.
Not the play. Not the play. You had JR on the move down there, and I know they want to put it up quickly, but against this team, they've got to power inside to take advantage of J.R. Reid for a while.
If he had hit it, this place would have exploded.
Good hands.
Lebo.
Here comes Bucknall.
It's down to 3.
Here are some NBA scouts here, and well, they should be. 50 ACC players have been drafted in the first round, and not since 1970 had nobody been drafted in the first round since last year. And there's a number 32 up there, still the second all-time leading rebounder, none other than Billy Cunningham.
The Kangaroo Kid.
He's here for the Miami Heat today.
18 minutes exactly remaining in the ball game. It's a 55-52 Iowa lead.
You know, Tom Davis says it was one time an assistant at the University of Maryland. He's seen North Carolina make a lot of these runs at the start of the second half. He wisely called the timeout. They lay off Jepson. He almost had it in mind to take the three-pointer.
Dangerous pass out to Marble.
Man-to-man. Good play defensively by Madden.
Turnover. Madden to Lebo for 3. Big rebound by Madden. Goes back up with the power move. Can't get it to drop. Reid underneath. Rebound Jepson.
Reid that time tried to avoid Jepson. I think his power move would have been better. Great pass.
Horton. And he's fouled.
You talk about a shot. Watch this baseball toss. Horton with a great catch. That was one of those 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. Watch this. Woo. That one, I think that one was on the rise. Watch this baseball pass. Little high, hard one. Great catch.
That's the second personal against Lebo. And the first team foul against Carolina.
A lot of outstanding so-called point guards in the country this year, and B.J. Armstrong sure ranks up there with among the best.
Ed Horton converts the three-point play.
And Bucknall looked like he got hit in the jaw. Must have taken a little shot. He's trying to hold his head together.
Now the crowd was screaming at Jepson on the other end before that great Armstrong pass because he swung his elbows. Has nothing to do with this situation.
You know, Bucknall was a member of the British Olympic team. Dean Smith has had an Olympian every year, an American Olympian every year since '64, and Larry Brown was his first. And he's had a couple of guys that made other teams. Good move. He got rid of the ball before he hit the ground. Otherwise, he'd been walking.
With that free throw, Ed Horton has just gone over the 1,000-point mark for his career at Iowa. He's only the 24th Hawkeye to ever do that. And J.R. Reid walks.
J.R.'s getting a little frustrated offensively. It would have been easier for him to just pass the ball ahead. That's what Dean Smith is telling him on the sidelines. Don't try to make a play when it's easy the other way.
Looking Bill, Armstrong, Moses, Marble, and Horton on the floor now for Iowa.
Good cut.
Marble can't handle it, knocked out of bounds by Carolina. Tomorrow it's the NFC Championship game as the Chicago Bears host the 49ers at Soldier Field. That all starts at 3:30 Eastern time here on CBS. Horton with the power move. He went right at Reid.
And after that timeout where North Carolina was getting a nice run, Iowa's right back in control.
Moses' shot won't drop. Bucknall with the rebound. Lebo has a man. It's Madden. And he scores.
Smart play by Horton not to try to stop that.
Marble loses it.
Now Horton's starting to drag again, Tim. He's really getting tired at this pace. Let's see if he comes out here shortly.
Lebo for three. Yes.
He really squared up to the basket on that one.
Lebo now has 11 points. Blocked away by Williams. Goaltending. Horton will get the bucket.
Well, I love the way Armstrong tempos the ball on the outside. He never forces anything at all.
Reid goes out, Bucknall goes out, and Madden goes out. It's Chilcutt, Lebo, Fox, Rice, and Williams. Tim Brant, Billy Packer with you at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
That basket counted, so it's 62-57 now.
15:49 remaining in the ball game.
Horton sits down and Marble down over there on the sidelines.
Williams
said earlier in the game he loves that jumper straight on ahead, and he can shoot it all the way out the top of the key.
Thompson out of control is called for the charge.
A little inexperienced by Thompson on that play. No place to go.
That's Thompson's third personal.
You know, you'd like to play for that fella, Tom Davis. You make a mistake, he understands it, not shouting at anybody. He's done a great job at Lafayette, BC, Stanford, Iowa. Class guy.
Thompson almost makes the steal. You know, Dr. Tom Davis got his doctorate at the University of Maryland, and he did his thesis or his dissertation on athletics in Colonial, Massachusetts.
And Virginia. That's an all-time. I like to see. I mean, he has to be a little bit nervous about that being brought up. Huh? I mean, that's something we all need to know about, right?
I asked him about it yesterday, and he says, "You haven't forgotten that yet?"
Yep, I know that. I researched that one myself.
Horton back in the ball game for Iowa.
Some pass.
Off Chilcutt's hand, it's a turnover for Carolina.
Now there was a case where Rick Fox, from a teamwork standpoint, was excellent to give another pass, but he was too close to Chilcutt. Probably been better off putting it up himself.
Now Carolina started this half with a 7-2 run. Iowa's been able to hold them off at 62-59.
And there comes the scramble defense by North Carolina.
Jepson with the follow.
Boy, they just swarm when you... Great reaction on defense to adjust as Iowa.
Lebo bring it back out. King Rice with a little skip pass to Williams. Goaltending on Jepson. It counts.
You know, he obviously knew this would be goaltending, but I think he judged that it was going in. I think the ball would have gone in, but obviously a goaltend.
Jepson
trying to make a statement here.
He's over 7 feet tall. Williams now 4 for 5, 8 points. Jepson trying to get it to Garner, can't. Horton comes back and very wisely helps out.
You notice again, Horton and Marble go out after a couple of minutes and they come right back in.
James Moses inside. Shoots it over the big guys. Jepson tries to follow, and he's called for the foul. He better be careful with the ball or he'll get a technical.
You know, I really love his effort. He really not the most gifted player that you'll ever see, but he has incredible effort.
He continues to improve, Billy. He was the MVP of that summer league he played in.
And there you see North Carolina throwing right over the top of the zone again.
Lebo just can't get it to drop, but he continues to fire.
Pinch that one.
Williams inside. He rattles it in.
Lebo angry at himself for pinching off that jump shot. Big possession here. Oh, no call. A no call.
The bucket counts. Everybody standing around. They thought for sure the whistle had blown.
Tom Davis wisely was going to get Armstrong in the game because you want him in there.
Chilcutt's bucket.
Tom Davis really wants Armstrong in the game because he knows how important these possessions are.
Rice.
Timmy, what we have Tom Davis down on the sidelines for, and he's out of the coaching box, is because he thinks that the score had not been tallied on the other end for Jepson. Great layup that time by King Rice going to the hoop against Garner. Here we're going to see the steal. Watch Rick Fox pick this off with one arm, come down with it, hit ahead beautifully to King Rice. Garner right with him, extremely quick. Rice was an outstanding halfback in high school, as well as being an outstanding baseball player, one of the most gifted athletes from that part of upstate New York. Tom Davis trying to calm him down. They're getting the score right now. They had 64 on there. They didn't credit Jepson's basket. Now it's corrected, 67-66.
Carolina's first lead since early in the ball game, and this is the correct score. It's 67-66. Rice makes it a 2-point lead. So there's 13:41 remaining in the ball game.
Wanting to check if it's 1-1. The basket counted.
I think the no call at the other end and Jepson's basket really had everybody confused, including the scores table, as you mentioned.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good no call. Scott Williams back as soon as he received contact, he backed off.
But everybody stopped.
Well, that's a mistake.
A 2-point Carolina lead.
In the zone now.
Nice pass to Marble.
Oh, Horton hands. You know, I don't know if I've seen a team react from offensive scoring to defensive pressure on the press any better than Iowa does, because they get right back and match up on the ball.
Horton now with 17 points and 12 rebounds.
And you notice how this press has taken the inside game away from North Carolina.
Bucknall for three.
Armstrong anticipated that double team and didn't give up his dribble. Now he's in trouble.
James Moses comes out and helps him. Again, there's two men on Armstrong. And Marble hits for two.
Marble showing some range on that jump shot today right in front of those NBA scouts. That's not hurt him a bit.
That quiets the crowd. Carolina was on a 19-8 run before that bucket. Thompson comes back in. Jepson will sit down. Lookingville comes in as well for Iowa.
And Tim, in the next couple of minutes, going to see whether the fatigue factor is going to tell it all on Horton. Now, Tom Davis has been able to give him some blows, but he's really had to run a lot. And based on his theory, in the second half, if you get more fatigue, it takes more time for recovery.
Madden to Bucknall. Reid at the top of the key. Horton with the steal. Watch Armstrong work. Oh, what a shot! And the follow by Horton.
I thought Armstrong got fouled on that play.
No call. I thought it was going in after a double pump. Fox had the shot, didn't take it, now does.
Now there was a case where in the last play, Fox looked the pass away. That time he was a little bit more patient.
B.J. Armstrong.
Boy, the pace of this game is something.
Armstrong now has 15 points. It's a 1-point Hawkeye lead.
On the 1-2-2 zone, you notice how the wing guys go over to pick up that fellow when the ball goes cross court on the skip pass.
Look at Horton taking control.
And here he's walking up the court a little bit. But they have great rapport, these three seniors.
B.J. Armstrong is wearing a mouthpiece. I don't blame him in a game like this.
Marble and Horton and Armstrong been together for so long. There's another example. They just know where each other are in the court at all times.
Air ball, rebound by Marble.
King Rice went down. He was the weak side blockout man.
The foul is on Marble. And I thought for a minute Kevin Madden was going to get a foul for throwing an elbow. 10 minutes, 56 seconds remain in the ball game. It's a 3-point Hawkeye lead.
Iowa's nursing a 3-point lead over Carolina. I'm standing with Mr. Maurice Curry, one of the boosters who had to spend an awful lot of money for the best seats in the house. Exactly how much money did you have to spend for one of these prime seats?
Between $250,000 and $500,000.
Is it worth the investment?
Yes, sir.
Why did you think Dean Smith was worth spending that kind of money to come see his basketball team?
Oh, he's a great person and a great coach.
Well, you may also want to know that Mr. Curry said that the seat in front of him is owned by a Texas oil man. He spent $1 million for his seat. I asked him, what did he spend? He said just $500,000. Let's go back to Timmy.
All right, James. North Carolina went on a 19-8 run to take its first lead since early in this game. Iowa's come back again with a bucket from Marble and Horton to retake the lead at 76-73.
You know, if Dean Smith said, fellas, I don't want a new gym, they wouldn't have given a dime.
Lebo will take it way out front now and set things up. Iowa goes to a zone.
They're playing that 1-2-2. Thompson very active out on the point. J.R. Reid not being able to touch the ball at all today. Set play by North Carolina. Not a good idea by Lebo. Nothing there.
Iowa's got a 3-on-2. Garner takes it to the middle. Nice pass to the left side, and they score. Thompson is fouled.
That was an incredible pass, but even a better catch.
Coming up next week, don't forget, college basketball continues here on CBS. Syracuse and St. John's. Most of you will see that. Others will see Loyola Marymount against DePaul. Then everybody will see top-ranked Duke, the Blue Devils against the Maryland Terrapins. And then on Sunday, Oklahoma against Pittsburgh. That's all coming up on CBS next weekend. And the bucket inside makes it 79-73 Hawkeyes. 10:27 left, another steal. Thompson. His shot won't go. Madden with the rebound.
Again, Iowa matching up after the score so well on that press. North Carolina having all kinds of trouble with it. And when you have to lob it that high cross court, the defense can readjust.
Down to Bucknall in the corner. It is an active zone by Iowa. This is Bucknall.
Didn't have his feet square.
Tough rebound. Should be a walk, and there is. Thompson had bodies all over his feet, and he tried to walk through them.
That was good defense by Madden, and the fact that he didn't reach for the ball. I talked about Bucknall in that last jumper, Tim. He had the right position. He just didn't have his feet set to take the jump shot.
Gardner and Looking Bill go out for Iowa. Horton's back in, so it's Thompson, Jepson, Horton, Marble, and Armstrong for the Hawkeyes.
That's Ball State's first loss of the year. So we have Providence staying unbeaten and Ball State dropping from the ranks. Rice not going to take that shot.
King Rice drifts out and identifies the defense.
See how well those wingmen on the skip pass. The wingmen are right there out on Lebo, but they're letting Rice alone on his skip pass.
Not a great game, going.
Don't know where they're going to get the shot from here.
Iowa's been on an 11-2 run. North Carolina trying to change that. Rebound Fox inside. It's good if it goes.
Good job by Fox, the weasel right in the middle. Good offensive rebound. There's some blocking out. Ball gets tipped. Second time now Fox has showed excellent hands. One on the steal, and that one on a good rebound.
Horton's third personal.
That's good blocking out by Jepson. He really worked hard on it by blocking out Chilcutt so far. He left an opening.
Horton was actually trying to get out of the way. Still got called for his third.
Well, he had two quick ones in the first half. He's done a fine job staying away from it.
Fox at the line, 13.6 rebounds today, make it 14 points. That cuts the Iowa lead to 3. Horton open. Moses. His shot rattles off the back of the rim. Carolina's got a 4-on-1. Fox.
Great dish by King Rice. He looked over on Lebo, froze the defense, and gave it back the other way.
The lead is 1. Horton got caught in the air.
Horton does something that really usually gets called for the offensive foul, and that is he uses his lead hand to shove people out of the way. He's very clever with it and hadn't been called for a foul yet.
Right now, Dr. Tom Davis is really upset with the officiating. Nice move by Fox. King Rice with the foul up top.
That's what makes Armstrong so tough. He's very patient with the ball. Once he beat Rice, Rice had the hand checking.
That's the second foul on Rice, the third team foul. Looking Bill comes back into the ball game, replacing the big guy, Jepson.
I think Looking Bill has been one of the keys to this game for Iowa. His defensive play in the press has been excellent.
Madden had the steal and lost it. Bounced it on the baseline, so the Hawkeyes will retain possession.
I don't think I've seen a game in a long time where getting the ball in bounds for either team has been very difficult.
Thompson comes back in, replacing Moses. It's a 1-point Carolina lead. 8 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the ball game. Marble is fouled by Madden. And that's his second.
Roy Marble has had 2 27-point games this year. Georgia Tech with a big win. Tommy Hammond's hitting for 30, and there we said Providence stays unbeaten with a big win over Connecticut. Dean Smith asking for walking on that play. Oh, he wasn't shooting the ball. It should not be.
They are not in the bonus situation.
No, he wasn't shooting the ball. Not when the foul took place.
They're giving Marble 2 shots.
Watch when he gets fouled. Contact right there. He's not even close to shooting the ball. Not a good call.
Trying to give Iowa the lead. And he does. 22 points for Marble now.
Good hustle by Marble to cut off Lebo's 3-point attempt.
King Rice sets the offense against the zone.
1-2-2 zone that they use. Harry Litwack at Temple used to use that 1-2-2, and Tom Davis says he was one of the men that created the zone so well that he went to the bounce pass. It was the only way he could get the ball inside against that zone.
Under 8 minutes to play in the ball game.
Notice how the front man drops all the way down in the middle. Point man's all the way down into the basket now.
Fox has his shot blocked by Thompson. It'll be Tar Heel basketball as J.R. Reid and Bucknall come back into the game. Chilcutt will sit down.
Tim, there was a case where Thompson's playing the top of the zone and he gets all the way down underneath to make the steal.
CBS Sports coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Basketball is sponsored by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. Your friends at Anheuser-Busch, who remind you to know when to say when. And by United Airlines, rededicated to service you deserve. Come fly the friendly.
North Carolina started the second half with a 19-8 run to take its first lead since early in the game. Iowa came back. It's been seesaw ever since. And right now it's a 1-point Hawkeye lead. And you see the clock.
Here we see in that first half, North Carolina shot a woeful 41%. They're now up over 60% in the second half. And Tim, they're on line to be the 3rd best shooting team in the history of this school. So that was a very bad first half for them, particularly from the 3-point line.
At the beginning of the year, Dean Smith said he was trying to move their fast break up a notch to where it was in 1987 when the Tar Heels averaged 91 points per game. Right now, they're averaging 92 points. We're in the 80s already with 7.5 minutes remaining.
And Iowa stays in that 1-2-2 zone.
Go, let him go.
Nice pass to Madden.
J.R. Reid set the screen, went right over the top of the zone.
Armstrong's shot is for 2. Carolina's biggest lead, Billy, has been 3. Iowa had a 10-point lead in the first half.
Easy, get off. Get out there, get out.
Good ball movement by the Tar Heels.
Keep moving.
I'd like to go over the top to J.R. Reid.
Madden has his shot blocked by Lookinville.
Well, he's playing a game. Statistically, he won't show up tomorrow's box scores as a star, but he has been one.
Armstrong for 3. It's short. Rice with the rebound.
Now with Horton and Marble out again. Again, Tom Davis going to that system of sitting the 2 down. They won't be out long. He'll need them for the stretch.
This is for 3.
An unlikely source.
We're going to give Lookinville a shot. He doesn't take it. Madden was sagging almost to the paint.
See, with Marble and Horton out right now, who are they going to go to for the big shot? Not that one. I think it hit the board.
We're tied.
That was one of those no by the coach. Good shot.
Nice pass inside. Reid with the power move, and he's fouled.
Jepson felt he had the principles of verticality going for him there, but called for it anyway.
The 4th on Jepson.
Now watch this play. Jepson's going to have his hands straight up. He felt that he owned that territory, and you know what? He is absolutely correct. This is an offensive foul. That is an offensive, not a defensive foul. But I'm not wearing a striped shirt, so it goes the other way.
J.R. Reid, 8 points, 1 rebound today. He's been rather quiet. The biggest lead of the game for Carolina is 3.
Two good teams.
Dangerous pass inside. Marble has it blocked away by Reid. Now J.R. Reid has a few words for Marble.
Well, what Marble's saying is they were fouling the underneath. Great play by J.R. Reid. Let's see if it takes place. No foul, just a super play. JR's into it right now. I guarantee you he starts every game from here on out. Unless he's hurt.
He's only started 2 games this year, back from the stress fracture, but he is healthy now.
Carolina goes zone.
Armstrong to Marble.
I think Jepson will take another jumper.
He's hot.
Oh, good team movement against the zone.
Moses takes the baseline. Followed by Jepson.
Nice job for him keeping the ball up above his head.
Long pass to Lebo, and now Carolina will set up with a 1-point lead. Reid.
JR starting to make his presence felt right now. Jepson in foul trouble. You can't worry about it now, though.
Armstrong calls a timeout, and he needed it. He was about to be called for 5 seconds. It's 90-87. More than 20,000 at the Smith Center. North Carolina has a record of 33-3 in this building, and right now they lead 90-87. Timeouts remaining. 2 for Iowa, 4 for Carolina.
That team foul's interesting up there because normally North Carolina's sitting in a good position there, but you can see Iowa's got some to give.
Foul trouble. Jepson has 4.
JR switches over and Armstrong, no problem.
Armstrong on the baseline. Cuts the lead to 1. Lebo breaks the press. Madden pulls up. The numbers aren't there. Now they go to Lebo. This is for 3. Followed by Reid, won't fall. Armstrong will shoot for 3. He can't get it, but the follow inside. Power move by Thompson. A 1-point Hawkeye lead.
Now the fella you might look to right now that's getting a little tired is J.R. Reid. You know, he's not in the best of shape. Missed all of that period of time and really couldn't get in running condition. It's like he's starting to get a little tired out there where Horton is relatively fresh.
Under 4 minutes and Reid scores.
And that'll pep him up.
J.R. Reid now with 13 points, 9 in the second half. Thompson shot too hard, followed by Jepson, no. Rebound Horton.
They're just controlling 3 guys on the boards.
Nice pass to Madden.
Talk about a fast break opportunity after a made basket.
See the officials? They say, hey, both of you, cut it out.
Yep. I'll tell you something else. If you didn't have 3 officials out here today, 2 guys would have missed half of this game. But the pace of it is incredible.
Well, he was talking to Madden and Horton.
They would have made calls based on rumors. I mean, it is moving.
It's a 1-point Tar Heel lead as we approach the 3-minute mark. There's the skip pass. So
oh, no, that discontinued.
Horton was handcuffed. He was mugged in the lane, no foul call.
Boy, JR sitting down inside with Horton on his back. 2 wide bodies.
Bucknall holds it high over his head, now drifts to the top. Boy, they bumping and grinding down low. It is physical. Tries to Reid. His shot won't go. Horton with the rebound.
Well, Horton's doing a smart thing. He's staying down, not trying to block any of JR's shots. So he's in position to rebound every time.
That's 16 rebounds for Horton.
JR trying to pick one off like he did in the Olympics.
Armstrong.
It goes.
He'll go to the line. Well, there'll be another great game tomorrow, at least in the matchup. It's the NFC Championship game. Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers at Soldier Field. That action all starts with the NFL Today, live at 3:30 Eastern Time right here on CBS.
You know, Tim, a lot of people know about Dave Gavitz and Dick Schultz, but I think that man right there, Rudy Washington, is going to have as a big effect on college sports in the 1990s as any man in America. He is the executive director of the Black Coaches Association. They are doing it right. He's a quality guy, and he's going to provide an awful lot of opportunities for worthy guys to move forward in the coaching business. A tremendous individual, and you'll be hearing a lot of him in the 1990s, I can assure you.
Armstrong, Billy, ties the score at 94. He now has 20 points, 5 assists. He'll try to give the Hawkeyes the lead here.
Iowa backs up. They don't press full court. North Carolina almost can't believe it. Now they're in the half-court pressure.
Big turnover. This is Thompson.
Sensational coaching move by Tom Davis. Gives them this look for the first time in the game. North Carolina got caught by surprise.
That's a 3-point Hawkeye lead as we approach the 2-minute mark.
This is a different zone right now. It's a little diamond and one at half court.
Bucknall for 3.
Not even close.
Way off the mark.
Dr. Tom put a little lesson on him on that last exchange.
Out to Marble.
Why?
He takes it right at JR and has it blocked away. One-on-one. Bucknall. They call a block on Armstrong.
Now, guys, remember this entire game, Iowa has picked up full court right all the way. This time they back off the three-quarter court. You see it's a diamond-type zone. North Carolina not ready for that type of look. Didn't make the adjustment. Iowa gets an easy basket off. Great coaching move.
It's 97-94 Iowa. Iowa has 2 timeouts left. North Carolina has 4. Bucknall is at the line. And B.J. Armstrong wants a timeout for the Hawkeyes. So Bucknall will be going to the line with 13 points, 5 rebounds. He's 0 for 1 today at the line. Back to the Smith Center, and everybody here enjoying one fine basketball game. 97-94 Iowa.
Timeouts left. Iowa called one there. Tom Davis tried to get the attention of the officials. Iowa in great shape in the fact that that was only, I believe, their 5th team foul. So North Carolina not yet in the 1-and-1, whereas Iowa already is.
1 minute, 38 seconds remain.
You can expect a press on a made free throw here.
Bucknall now 0 for 2 from the line this afternoon.
And Dean Smith telling his players, we've got the foul if they try to hang on to this ball.
That shot cuts the Iowa lead to 2. Bucknall goes out. And King Rice comes back in.
Armstrong's going to have this ball in his hands, you can be sure.
Armstrong
they're looking for the foul, and they don't even get it. That's how clever he was, and he throws it away. Isn't that amazing, Tim? North Carolina was trying to foul. Lebo couldn't get to Armstrong in time, and Armstrong throws it away anyhow.
That's 22 Iowa turnovers this afternoon, and Thompson had no chance to catch up with that one.
And let's see what kind of press they show. Looks like they're back into that diamond again, with Horton all the way back.
Carolina trails by 2.
They drop back into the zone out of the diamond press. JR ought to take a dribble in.
Back to Lebo, to Bucknall. Inside to Fox.
Now North Carolina will not foul. They know they have, with a minute to go, they know they're going to get another possession. You want solid defense here, straight man-to-man.
Armstrong again picks up his dribble.
And you can believe those 3 seniors that represent 60-some% of their offense are going to be involved in this basket.
You see the time remaining. We're tied at 97.
And they bring their offense all the way out.
Looking Bill wants a timeout to avoid the 5-second call, and that's their final timeout. So with 38 seconds remaining, we're tied at 97. Tonight on CBS, it's the CBS special movie Armed and Dangerous, followed by Dirty Dancing and West 57th Street. That's all tonight on CBS. The situation here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, we're tied at 97. 38 seconds remain in the ball game. Iowa with the ball, 18 on the shot clock. This is Armstrong. Pass inside to Horton, and it's blocked by Fox. Lookinbill with the rebound, and Lebo is called for the personal foul.
And 3 down, and it's 1st and 10. 3 on the floor. Looks like Rick Fox got something knocked in his eye. And if you'll see this play again. Remember I was talking about Horton, how he uses his hand to get by? He did it again, and there's a case where Fox had it pinned on the board, got hit in the eye a little bit. Watch how Horton, now see how he uses that arm? He pins his man and gets around him all the time. I'm surprised he doesn't get called for it more, but he's got it down to a science.
With 29 seconds, Carolina takes a timeout. They have 3 remaining. Iowa has none. The Chevrolet's most valuable player of the game today, Ed Horton of Iowa, 21 points, 16 rebounds, 2 blocks. That ties a career high. And Ricky Fox from North Carolina. Fox had 20 points and 8 rebounds for the Tar Heels. The check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated to each school's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students in their chosen field or endeavor.
Well, we have Lookinbill going on to the line. He's a very good free throw shooter, 78, almost 80% free throw shooter. You can expect Iowa to show a different look on the press. Now, Iowa's out of timeout. North Carolina will be in the 1-and-1 on the next foul, so they almost got themselves caught in a situation where Iowa could foul and not put them on the line. But they will have to. They've got 29 seconds to go. Lookinbill not going to be shooting.
Iowa has no timeouts left. Carolina has 3. We're tied at 97. 29 seconds remain. Shot clock is off.
Good lob.
Inside to Horton. And the foul is on Fox.
Timmy, I thought that there was a foul the last time. That time it was a touch foul. There was a lot more activity. We had 3 men on the floor the last time, no foul. Here was a situation where Fox gets called for almost a touch foul on somebody as strong as Horton.
And that's his 5th.
Probably going to come back with Scott Williams.
So Ricky Fox fouls out with 20 points, 8 rebounds. 25 seconds remain on the clock. We're still tied at 97, and the shot clock is off.
Well, I was thinking about Williams, but, you know, really they're going to be in a situation where they need some offense to get it up the court. It might be King Rice, and that way Lebo would be free to be down court for the jump shot. And that's what it's going to be, King Rice.
So it's Bucknall, Reid, Madden, Lebo, and King Rice for Carolina.
You know, Tim, when you look at Iowa putting on such a great performance here on Carolina's home court and figure that by NCAA tournament time, a bullet would be back, this is going to be a strong club. And, of course, right now this is just for bragging rights between these 2 teams in these 2 great leagues.
Big rebound from Marble. Lebo. Quick. Horton with the rebound. And the foul is on Lebo.
Tim, I thought he took that shot much too quick. North Carolina's playing at home. It's a tie score, and there was only 15 seconds to go in the game. You hold it for the last shot. No need to put that shot up because you still give up. If you make it, it was inside the 3-point line. Iowa still has a chance to come down and tie or beat you with a 3.
I think that's what Dean Smith is telling his team right now. He says, what were we doing, as he smiles.
Exactly.
Because he knows it was a mental error.
Sure, you go ahead and at home, you want that ball in your hands with a chance to win it.
Not strong numbers from the free throw line this afternoon.
Oh, push off by Marble.
Oh, Horton with the rebound and a foul. 11 seconds remain.
Now, Ed Horton is starting to worry about missing these free throws.
He's now 1 for 5 from the line.
Dean doing all kinds of mumbo jumbo over here and a twist and everything else, and he can't get a break.
You could hear where he said push or read his lips the same time you did.
Oh, no, wait a minute. They put the different guy on the line. It should be Horton on the line, not
That's a great selling job by Marble.
Now Horton is staying as far away as he can. They are allowed to use the monitor to check this out.
Not ours.
No,
they have to go to the other side. Marble can't hit it.
Let's see the play. This shot, Marble pushed Reid off. You can see he gets by with it. He gets shot. Now there's Horton. Horton gets fouled. It should have been Horton.
It was Horton. Marble's 8 for 9 from the line today.
This one's missed that one.
A 1-point Iowa lead.
Want to get that ball into Lebo's hands here.
You see the clock. We're down to 5 seconds.
He's got to put it up.
Somebody better shoot. We're at 1. Iowa wins it.
Great win for Tom Davis.
What a finish.
Okay, we're going to see the play. Roy Marble pushed off, got the rebound, went inside for a little half hook. He doesn't get anything here. Horton pushes off, gets the rebound, and gets fouled. Now, he is supposed to, at this point, obviously, be the man that goes to the foul line. The two seniors must have talked it over a little bit. Marble went to the line for him, and that was the ball game. Marble hit the second shot.
It was all we had hoped for. So for James Brown and Billy Packer, I'm Tim Brant saying so long from Chapel Hill.
Well, to the colleges, first stop, a top 10 battle in Chapel Hill, where Iowa, its Hawaii horror now behind it, tried to find its game against a team playing as well as any in the nation. North Carolina at home, going to be a tough job for Dr. Tom Davis. Second half, though, B.J. Armstrong on the run. Great break, great pass to Ed Horton inside. Hey, Iowa led by 6, but Iowa's lead was sliced to 1, and with time running down, Steve Bucknall, the alley-oop, perfectly timed to Kevin Madden. The heels led, and Dean Smith had to be happy. But with time running down, Iowa led by a point when it swiped the ball. Roy Marble to Ray Thompson for the jam, and Iowa led by 3, but Carolina remained patient, moved to within 2, and then Rick Fox cut inside the lane, laid it in to tie it with about a minute to go. But with 11 seconds to go, with the game still tied at 97, Ed Horton went to the line. Now watch who gets the rebound off this. It's the guy from the free throw line going to get the second chance. That's Horton. Now Horton goes up. They say he got fouled again. But Roy Marble somehow or another talked himself. He said, I was the one who got fouled. The refs somehow bought it, let Marble shoot both of them. He's an 80% free throw shooter. He made the second to give Iowa a 1-point lead. North Carolina, without any timeouts, came down. One shot was blocked. They couldn't get off a second one. Iowa had talked its way into a stunning 98-97 victory over North Carolina. Roy Marble gets the acting job of a lifetime, talking the referees into letting him shoot the free throws instead of bricklayer Ed Horton, who's great inside the paint but not at the free throw line. Iowa 13-1 pulls it off. North Carolina drops to 13-2. Its 11-game win streak snapped. Meanwhile.